champion Philadelphia Wings are in a battle for their playoff lives. Tonight, the Wings face the Washington Power in the National Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Next. You're looking at the First Union Center in Philadelphia, and it's a big night for tickets in the Indoor Lacrosse League. The Washington Power coming to town to take on the defending champion, Philadelphia Wings. Folks, it's a chilly night out here, but it's a hot ticket to get. Leif Elsmo along with Scott Gabrielson. We're outside waiting to go inside to one of the biggest games of the year because Philadelphia is looking for a playoff spot. Scott, they've got to win tonight.
They must win. They are in the 8th seed right now in the league, and only 6 teams make the playoff. It's a must-win situation.
Scott, let's take a look at the 6 teams that are in the playoffs. If the season was to end today, these 6 teams would go into the playoffs tomorrow. The division leaders up top. But then 5 and 6 are still up for grabs with these 4 teams looking for 2 spots.
Philadelphia at 6 and 7 have their toughest games ahead of them. Washington tonight, and then next week on a Friday-Saturday matchup against Toronto.
That's a tough matchup for Philadelphia and a tough order. Today they play a star-studded team. Gary and Paul Gate lead the Washington Power division leaders into this building, and they are led primarily by the sensational year of Paul Gate.
Well, Paul Gate, the Gate brothers, sensational Paul Gate. Here he is with a beautiful behind-the-back goal. No surprise that they're leading. Paul and Gary, here's a great assist to Paul, are leading the league in points right now. Just incredibly exciting, fantastic players in Paul Gate and Gary Gate. Look out for number 19 tonight.
He's got tremendous numbers, maybe a record year on the way, 48 goals. He has a chance to match the 57 goals that right now leads the league all-time in goals scored per year. Paul Gate, one of the stars tonight. Now, when we look at Philadelphia, a lot of guys you can go to, Berge, Ratcliffe, a lot of guys like Finneran that'll put goals in the net for you. But Tommy Marechek is really the guy that can do it all. He'll have to score tonight.
Tom Marechek has been in the shadow of the Gate brothers in college, but he's stepped it up. He leads this Philadelphia Wings team. He's the assistant captain. He's the leader. Points, goals, you name it, it's coming out of Tom Marechek. Look at his numbers right here. 83 points on the season, 4th week against Washington. Tom Marechek must have a big game tonight at home in Philadelphia for the Philadelphia Wings to beat the Washington Power and make a move to the playoffs.
Well, it's a chilly night out here. Scott and I will go inside, get ready for the opening face-off, come back and join us for our National Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Tonight's NLL Game of the Week is brought to you in part by the Mohegan Sun, a legendary gaming experience and the site of next month's All-Star Game.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regulate the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that song-spangled banner yet
Packed house getting set for the Philadelphia Wings, the defending champions of the National Lacrosse League. It's the Alamo for these guys. They've got to win tonight. Leif Elsmo, Scott Gabrielson. Scott, take a look at our key matchup for tonight.
Well, let's talk about them. Paul Gate and Tom Marechek. Paul Gate right now leading the entire league in total points with 100. Just fantastic numbers. And then Tom Marechek for the Philadelphia Wings doing great also. And as you look at one of the stats that sticks out at you is the power play goals for Paul Gates. 16 power play goals, Leaf. This guy is deadly when the other team is at a disadvantage. They're at 70% as a power play.
He's had a tough couple years physically. This year he's healthy, and it really shows on the field. Darius Kilgore, himself a great player in this league. His second season as a head coach for the Power. They are perched and ready to make a move for the championship. Adam Mueller, who has really worked himself up through the ranks of coaching here, assistant last year, now the head coach, first season in that position, and a tough season for him, Scott. We'll talk about some of the things that have plagued Philly in a moment. Eric Miller gets the start. He has started some games, but Devin DeLeap has been their key guy. Miller, very, very good, tall, over 6'3". Dallas Eliuk on the other end. This is the guy who has done it all for Philadelphia over the years, and Eliuk will have to be huge tonight. Scott, one of the things that has plagued this team this year have been health problems. Dallas has not been healthy all season. He will have to be on top of it tonight. Roy Condon, head chief referee tonight. Matsure and Cullen join him as the three refs get this game underway. We are ready to rock and roll, folks. Philadelphia in the gray, the Washington Power with the red jerseys as we get the first shot on Eric Miller, and he comes up with a nice save.
One thing to point out right away, Lee, is the injuries that Philadelphia has had. Dallas Eliuk has come back. This is really his first game back from an injury that he had in Ottawa. He hurt his leg, his knee quite badly, really hyperextended it. They thought he may be gone for the season, but Dallas is a trooper. He's back in the net, and for Philadelphia to continue on into the playoffs and defend their title, they're going to need big things out of Dallas Eliuk.
These two teams played last week. Washington won fairly easily with a huge run in the second quarter, but Dallas did not play in that game because of the knee injury. Finneran trying to get loose. Big defensive Reese, and they rock him into the boards. Ryan Reese really taking care of business on the defensive end. Josh Sims from Princeton brings the ball up, and now the offensive set starts with Jeff Wills. All-American in Hopkins when he played collegiately. Great left-hander, natural lefty. You'll see him work the left-handed side. And here comes Paul Gate. Condition. He can run this year. Gets legs in good shape. Had an operation in the offseason. Look at the shot in close by Jenner. Just a little bit high. Still no score in this game. Del Holiday, the biggest acquisition, #3 in the offseason.
One of the things for Philadelphia for their defense always is to try to stop the Gate brothers, and it's an old cliche. You can't stop them, you only try to contain them, but that's normally the case with Paul Gate and Gary Gate. Just try to contain them.
We got a penalty right there. Appealing the play is Matt Shearer, but he'll go to the box, and it'll be a power play situation for the Philadelphia Wings, defending champions of the National Lacrosse League. They had some tough losses early and some real disappointing losses in the middle of the season. The teams you wouldn't expect them to lose to, like Ottawa, and their expansion teams from last year.
Well, yes, they are the defending champs, but this year there's been an expansion. They lost a couple of their players to their expansion, and right now they've got 13 new faces, that is the Philadelphia Wings, on this team. So they've got some inexperience and some rookies that are really earning their stripes here for the defending champion Philadelphia Wings.
We're in a power play. Marechek picks it up, a loose ball. 3 fakes, and he can't beat Miller. Great job by Miller to stick with it. Miller, with his tremendous size, just stayed with the 3-4 multiple fakes of Marechek.
Tommy forechecking down low. It's normally successful. He does that. He gets a few goals off of that each year, but a great save by Eric Miller to support his team.
The Gates working together. This is Paul, double teamed, and Dallas Eliuk just cuts down the angle as Dave Stilley, the captain, gets the ball up. Spanos. Andrew Martin was working down there on Gary Gate. That was a combination. Stilley Martin playing defensively. That injury plague has hurt him defensively as well. Tommy Fair, defensive specialist, out with a knee injury. Marechek, Bergen, down low. Bergen with a right-handed shooter's position. The quarterback right there is Marechek. Finneran down low now for the left hand. He gets double checked by the Power. We come over with Hugh Donovan. such great size defensively from the power. Hugh Donovan and Reese, both around 6'3", 6'4", with plenty of muscle behind it.
Well, Washington has a very big line. The Gate brothers themselves, 6'2", 220. And then Donovan, they're saying it says 225 in the program. He's probably about 240 right there, Lee. We're talking to Steve Govett. He was an acquisition they picked up. And for strong defense on the other end to primarily save Gary and Paul Gate for their offensive abilities.
This team thinks they can go all the way, and why not? They are loaded with talent, the Washington Power is, and they're healthy. Unlike the Philadelphia team we've talked about, this team is primarily pretty healthy. The Gate brothers as healthy as they've been as a tandem, maybe in 10 years. And that says a lot for that talented duo. Ball being pushed around. Bobby Horsey, number 9 for Washington. Gets double teamed by Philly. Watch out! Big crunching block on Stilley, but he stands up to it. Hanabine couldn't get him down. Underhanded and behind the back shot. Reese was really working Ratcliffe. Boy, these teams are going at it either end.
Hey, it's playoff intensity, really, for Philadelphia. It's do or die. They need to win these next 3 games. And really, their first game, 1 game at a time, is what Adam Mueller, Chris Flynn, Paul Denigan tell these guys. It's got to start tonight, or the other games don't matter.
We talked about the matchups. If they win this tough game right here, Paul Gate goes to the far corner, just misses it by 2 inches. Matty Shear picks it up. Team's an even strike now. They killed the penalty. That was a tremendous job by the defense of the Power. It was a 2-minute power play that they just burned up with some great defense. Now Philly brings it down 5-on-5. They're at even strength.
Surprisingly, the Washington Power in the standings have not been at the top of the league. I think any team that has the Gate brothers should never be counted out at all. But these guys come to play at big time. Eric Miller is making some good saves, one of his only starts for the season. But Paul and Gary Gate have a nice complement of players, and Jeff Wills right here with the ball. Matt Shearer, Del Halliday. These guys are doing quite well to support Paul and Gary.
Paul Canabane working right there with Jeff Wills, little 2-man game. Andrew Martin getting forechecked by that same offensive duo. Look at the checks coming. Paul Canabane brings the ball out. Slows things down. They got a fresh 30 seconds. And Wills tries to make the inside move. Can't get it now. Up top. Right in front. Halliday had a shot, but it goes wide. Halliday again. 1-on-1. Looking for rope. He can't get the far corner. Picked up by Jenner. And look at the fast break outlet by Dallas Eliuk. Trailing on the play. Wings try to split the 2 defenders. Look at that, a mugging on the defensive end. Ratcliffe really getting hammered. Whistles blow, they'll stop and give the ball back to one of these teams. Penalty on the play, but we'll be back to sort it out in a moment. Still no score in the first quarter. We've gone through 6 minutes of this game, no score yet. Very tough and defensive struggle. We want to remind you that one of our proud sponsors is the official hotel of the National Lacrosse League. And that is the Crown Plaza in Manhattan, right in Times Square. You want to enjoy New York, you've got to do it at the Crown Plaza. Call 1-800-243-NEW-YORK, New York, and enjoy New York for all it is at the Crown Plaza. Now, power play, another penalty on Washington, so Philadelphia gets their second power play. Marichek, Berge, a little bit of a different rotation. Marichek up top still, that 1-2-2. Miller's looked good so far in the goal for the Power. Now Marichek slides through. They've got 2 guys behind the goal. A little bit of a mix-up. Scott, you don't want 2 guys behind the goal. Looks like Radcliffe didn't release and roll up when Marichek went behind.
Looks like they had a play being run, didn't work out at all. Turnover going the other way.
So not really in sync on their power play situation. They're right in the middle of the pack in this 13-team league at about 54%. Washington in power plays right at the top, 70% effective on power plays. Here they are a man short, really trying to sting the Wings.
70% is just a tremendous percentage in this league. The Wings, at 54% efficiency in a power play is very good. And with 2 power plays already early in this game, they need to take advantage of it. Let's go. You know, two opportunities. They need a goal now to burn Washington if they're going to get a penalty.
Radcliffe on the backside. Right sorting things down the defensive end. He knows should be very physical game at this point, but they went backdoor to Radcliffe, who didn't get it cleanly, and he's been really hammered early on. I think Washington really trying to make him nervous about standing around the crease.
Well, he's trying to do things on his own. I think the last penalty that was drawn on him, he probably should have given that ball to try to create a 2-on-1 situation. But he's had a couple of great weeks. He had 6 goals the other night. He had 8 goals the other night in a tremendous individual effort. He's got to start passing it around, get more of his teammates involved. He's drawn a lot of attention tonight early in this game.
Donovan comes out of the box. It'll be all even now as Washington again has killed the penalty. They try to sneak it into Matty Shear. Still no score. Very tough defensive struggle. The National Lacrosse League known for its big offensive outputs, but this one with everything on the line, a defensive struggle. Jake Fergie.
Jake's coming off an injury himself. He's been banged up. He had a pinched nerve in his neck. He had a separated shoulder early in the season. This is his first game back in a couple tries. He sat out the last 2 games, and Jake's trying to get his rhythm again. So we talk about the banged up factors of the Philadelphia Wings. Jake Fergie's trying to play out some kinks as well.
Wills gets it up. They've got rope for the first goal of the day. It's number 3 for Washington. Del Halliday out of Victoria, British Columbia, played at Loyola College, and he is a right-hander that popped this one. Watching the goal up top. A lot to shoot at from up there.
Great accuracy from Halliday up top. Gets screened. Watch out. It's created. Late slide. Halliday gets to look at the net, sees the corner, and puts the ball right where it needs to be. Fantastic goal by Del Halliday, one of the players on the Washington Power team that's been consistent in providing goals for Washington. Although the Gate brothers may be the top 2 guys in scoring, Del Halliday has been providing great offensive points for the Power.
Well, he's the biggest acquisition for that team over the offseason. They got rid of some players through the expansion of the National Lacrosse League, and Halliday was a big surprise, a big target for the management, Steve Govett, Darius Kilgore, as they wanted to beef up the offensive end. Mark Millen. The Wings trying to push it in. Ryan Turner, number 5. Now the ball pushing into the boards with Radcliffe trying to dig it out. Radcliffe not getting any room to really move. They're hammering Radcliffe. Washington brings the ball down and resets their offense. It was Jack Sims. He now gives the ball up. Wide open up top. Big fake. Kip Fulks trying to get open inside. Sims, one-on-one. Back to Kip Fulks. Got a big shot out there. He takes it high and wide and picked up beautifully right in front by Gary. Gary Gate picked that ball up in a deadly zone, but Dallas made a huge save.
Big save. Gary Gate, he's not the guy that you want in front of that play to pick up the ground ball.
But sweet play right there. Gary Gate got the defense's attention, and he rolls the ball back to twin brother Paul. But again, Dallas Elliott coming up huge. This time, Fergie puts a pressure on Eric Miller. 1-0. The Power in red still the only score so far in this game. Shot in the wing by Mark Millen.
Where Philadelphia's trying to shut down the Gates, and Washington Power trying to shut down Jeff Radcliffe, Tom Marichek, and Jake Fergie, at least on that right-hand side. So far, with the big players they've got, they're doing a very nice job on defense.
Boy, what a great move by Mark Millen. Marichek picks up the loose ball. Now out to Mark Millen, looking to be hit behind Eric Miller. And Millen came in, made a big stick check, and came inside on Miller. Just missed the fight. That was moments ago. So Power now back on offense.
Leaders in the field of e-commerce. For all your online business solutions, visit elcom.com.
Miller has caused some problems with his size. 6'5", he really fills it up. Peter Jacobs playing a defensive role. Gives it to Radcliffe. Starts with the ball, gets a little more room because when he's off ball, they are really hanging on him.
One of the things that Adam Mueller would like the Wings to do is start from the outside, spread the defense out, and go to the goal. Here, see some of the physical nature of what's going on there. They play off ball. Looks like we're going to have a brawl and then some penalties.
Let's go for the punches now.
The right kind of separating everybody. That's Donovan and Radcliffe. That is a brawl that started on the opening bell. We'll take a break right now. Del Halliday on that shot. They only score the Power lead 1-0. Back at the first, Union Center, Washington leading a desperate Philadelphia Wings team 1-0. They've got to win to be in the playoffs. You want to see some of these great stars play after the season. Well, April 21st at the Mohegan Sun Arena. This is the All-Star Game for 2002. What a great weekend event. And you can get your tickets by calling 1-800-477-6849 or go to tickets.com. Leif Elsmo, Scott Gabrielson. We've got about 3 minutes left and another power play opportunity. Scott 0 for 2. They got a dent one here, and Berge just goes wide.
Well, the tough defense by Washington, and Donovan himself on Radcliffe was a little too aggressive. Put him in the box. Philadelphia has the power play opportunity.
Whistle blows just as Millen was set to unload one. You think with Miller's 6'5" stature, you'd be burning for those low corners a little bit. Those high shots, boy, there is not much to shoot at.
There isn't. He fills the goal very well. You try to go for the angles. You try to shoot at the smallest part of his body, which is his ankles. But he's got good footwork and good stick skills. And so far, he's making all the saves against Philadelphia.
Center in down low. This is Maricek right into the chest protection of Miller. Good pickup right in the middle of the field. And then picked off by the Wings. They've got pressure here. Finneran switch back to the middle. They rotate behind, try to pull defense back, and back towards one. It's a tie game.
Smart play by Kevin Finneran to wait for those offensive players and his teammates to set himself up. Here's a nice look at it. Finn waits, looks. Come on, where are you, Berge? Berge cuts, finds on that back corner. Real quick stick by Jake and a nice goal. Here's another look at it. Great angle. Look at Berge setting up on the right-hand side. Give me the ball. I'm here. Quick stick goal. Give me some love, Finn. Great goal. Great assist by Kevin Finneran. We got a one ball game.
Big move inside by Bobby Hurst the other way, and here comes Gary Gates. His brother Paul coming behind him. Inside, nobody on Josh Sims, the speedster from Princeton. Just came right down the middle. Nobody picked him up. They get a fresh 30-second clock. It starts with Gary Gate. Power can't get past Dave Stilley, and the double team by Tom Ryan. Dreadlocks. That's Ryan. Paul Gate shreds the dreads, and here comes Philadelphia. Crowd loves the defense. They've got a delayed call against Washington. It's going to be another power play, a hold call on Washington, but they'll have a free shot coming up. Berge all the way down, fast break, rolling into the middle. Finneran can't get clear of Reese. After the possession goes to Washington, the whistles blow. It'll be another power play.
22.
All on Gary Gates. You can count the penalties he's had his career on one hand almost.
But great forechecking by Gary. However, he wrapped up Peter Jacobs for the penalty. Great look by Berge to find Finneran. And then here come all the Washington power players. Coming out of Brian Reese with the strength, taking out Kevin Finneran, showing you some of the intensity of this game, what it brings.
Kevin Finneran, number 11, who broke the Ironman record held by my partner, Scott Gabrielson.
Washington.
Finneran, about 36 years old-ish. Probably the best shape of his life. He's really fit and ready to go. And look how quickly Millen notches goal number 2 on the power play. 2 power play goals in a row. Now they're 2 for 4, and they lead by 1.
Well, they needed to cash in. When a team makes a penalty, puts himself at a disadvantage, you need to take advantage of that opportunity, and Mark Millen does just that. Slow rotation by the Washington Power. Millen sees the corner. Miller couldn't get there to cover it. Great left-handed shot by Mark Millen.
Back to the face-off circle. The Wings getting some good work done there.
Jeff Spanner right there at the ground ball. One of the exciting young rookies for the Philadelphia Wings. Doing what they brought him in to do. Pick up ground balls and work hard. Give Philadelphia an opportunity Got it net.
Scott, you talked about the new faces, and Marty O'Neill, the general manager, was reminding me before the game, 14 new faces, according to him, on this roster of 26, 27 players. So that's a lot. Power bring the ball down, looking for the trailing offense, but the Wings right in their face. Tommy Ryan's going to get called for a penalty. He'll go into the box. Josh Rule from Syracuse.
Top of the box.
We got some big boys out here. Josh Rule, one of them. He stands 6'4", 240.
40. One shot clock probably. Top left.
Eric Miller listed at 6'5", and the goal on the other end. Adam Mueller right there. Really a sensational player, an understated player, not flashy, but really did everything really well.
Student of the game, coaches that way. What he's trying to do is, he's a very good coach for this young Philadelphia Wings team, teaching him the X's and O's.
And he was plenty good. Again, I talk about understated. He wasn't flashy, but he was an excellent, excellent player in the field game and indoor.
Going out.
Nice defensive stand by Philadelphia to shut down a 70% effective power play for the Washington Power. When you got the Gate brothers up there, Josh Sims, Halliday, guys that can put the ball in the net, any defensive stop is certainly a victory.
Radcliffe to Marichek as the quarter winds down. Good penalty killing. That'll be it for the first quarter. It was the Power with the first goal with Del Halliday, but Fergie and Millen made it a 2-1 lead as we go to quarter number 2. Two to 1, Philadelphia climbs back into the lead. Lee Felsmo and Scott Gabrielson. Scott, this first quarter didn't have anybody scoring for the first 9 minutes before Del Halliday got on the board.
Well, here it is. Del Halliday starts it off with a nice shot from outside, picks a corner off a screen by Tom Ryan to put Washington up 1-0. And then Jake Berge answers on a beautiful feed by Kevin Finnern on a power play goal. And then Mark Millen rips one from outside on another power play goal to put Philadelphia up 2-1.
And that's how we are set for Peter Jacobs in the faceoff circle against Paul Cantabine. Hopkins against Loyola. You've watched them in their field careers. Veterans of the indoor league and two excellent players.
Paul Canabine's having a great season for the Washington Power. A veteran, as you mentioned, he's a wily vet on the Washington teams, played for the Baltimore teams and really traveled with them. Very strong defender and a great faceoff man.
Kevin Finnern played at Ohio Wesleyan. Greatest player they ever had out there, but grew up in the Long Island area and has been a sensational player for the Philadelphia Wings. Number 11, Kevin Finnern. Take a look at the first quarter numbers as we continue the 2-1 lead by Philadelphia.
It's been relatively, identical. Look at it, almost all the way up there. Shots, saves. Miller has the advantage right there on Eliuk, but the ground balls, the power plays, really is making the difference so far for Philadelphia with a 2-1 lead.
Two power play goals really gave them the advantage. Philadelphia solving it now right in front of Dallas Eliuk. Tremendous play by Gary Gate, getting hammered as he goes to the ground and really picks the corner. He's for Roy Condon. He's calling them over. Take a look at the play.
Just another one of those great, powerful moves by Gary Gate. Most people would have shot it 3 times by now, but he comes through the check of Tom Slate, falling down and finds that upper right-hand corner.
Well, Roy Condon whistled for 3. That was Tom Slate. He's saying, get in the box, buddy. That was a penalty. The great one, Gary Gate. First goal tonight.
3 goes in.
2-2 score.
Check. 2 minutes.
And he's got a penalty to boot, so they will be with a man advantage and a 2-2 game.
Paul and Gary are so difficult to bring, to contain, to cover, to defend. So often a defensive player is going to be put in the box because he's so strong and he breaks through so many checks that the defender is at a disadvantage trying to get through a
Philadelphia penalty, number 3.
concrete block by Gary Gate.
2 minutes for illegal
Tom
check.
Slate's going to head to the box.
1:06.
Darius Kilgore on the sideline looking very calm, cool, and collected. He has basically locked up his playoff position with a win of the Eastern Division.
Kilgore's a winner. He's won a few championships with Buffalo. He's a very tough player, a mean player in his days for the Buffalo Bandits. But he's got to be happy with the size of the Washington Powers defense and what they've been able to do so far as they clinch a playoff position moving forward.
Peter Jacobs, number 24 to your left.
The time has come for someone to put his foot down.
And he'll be facing off at 6'5". Gets the face off and the move to the goal. Miller there waiting. Bobby Horsey coming the other way. A lot of speed here. Tommy Ryan trying to deflect the power move. But Horsey finds the inside pipe on Dallas Eliuk. The Power, 2 straight goals, take a lead 3-2.
Well, beautiful goal by the rookie, Bobby Horsey. Here you see the speed. All righty, coming down, taking the shot, beats Eliuk on the near side pipe. Here he is, slow defense. Far side pipe. Getting down, leaning to the near side, going to the far side. Great story there, Bobby Horsey, rookie for the Washington Powers. He's a Westchester, Pennsylvania native. He's playing in front of basically his hometown fans here. So wonderful, wonderful story there for Bobby Horsey to get on the board here in Philadelphia.
And Bobby Horsey put that goal in 15 seconds after Gary Gates. So after Millen gave him that 2-1 lead in the first quarter, they've really come back strong. Here comes another power move by Gary Gates. Dallas Eliuk has seen plenty of those in his storied career in Philadelphia. He makes that save. Eliuk, again, one of the minor subplots here in the goal for Philly. A lot of injuries this year. He has been the mark of excellence in the goal in the last 10 years. Watch this power move and a big save by the one I was talking about, Dallas Eliuk. Mark coming up with some huge ground balls on that end of the field. Spanos back. Spanos giving go. Now one more time. Maybe one too many passes. Took themselves out of the angle. Couldn't get it past Miller.
Absolutely, one too many passes there, but they get what I thought would be enough fresh 30 seconds. They need to pull it out, get the high percentage shot. Fortunately, a lot of drop passes here. Sloppy play early on in this game, Lee.
So Radcliffe is looking over his shoulder for Donovan every time the ball comes because Donovan has been hammering him since the opening bell.
And that's why Steve Govett brought in Hugh Donovan to take on guys like Jeff Radcliffe. Radcliffe's a big boy himself, about 215, 220 pounds. But Hugh Donovan, at 6'4", 240 is what Govett's telling me. He's a big defender and he's a tough guy. And he's got Jeff Radcliffe's 90 on his mind.
Nice shot by Halliday, follow up by Jeff Wills. Eliuk made the first save, but Scott, he didn't get possession of the ball, and Wills, very opportunistic, picks it up. The natural lefty buries it for a 4-2 lead.
One of the things that Adam Mueller's trying to get his team not to do is let the other team get second opportunities, second chance goals. Jeff Wills was there, caught the ball on a rebound. The opportune time, put it home against Dallas Eliuk.
3 straight goals in 3 minutes for the Washington Power, showing that they've got the power when they crank it up a notch. A team that's really hard to figure because you look at their losses for a team that's as loaded as they are. They lost the opening game to Buffalo, and that was a close game. You could figure that would go either way. Then they lost to Columbus in their next loss. Then they lost to Toronto, when you would figure. Then New Jersey, the expansion team, in a tough all game. So they won their fair share of big games. They're getting more competitive. You got to scratch your head on a couple of them. They're trying to play every night in the National Lacrosse League these days.
Well, the parity, without doubt, is outstanding throughout the league. And when the Washington Power can get knocked off by a couple of the weaker teams in this league, it's a nice story.
Fast move upfield. John Brothers. And Philadelphia gets it back. Brothers stays on the field. He's run twice. Nobody down there for Berge. He finds goal.
Well, Washington showed their speed, and Philadelphia came back with their speed. Ryan Trainer on a great ground ball, pushes it up the floor, finds Jake Berge sitting in front of the net, dips Miller down to one knee and then puts it over shoulder. Here it is. Berge setting in front, takes him down low. Miller commits. Berge jams it over shoulder. Beautiful goal, second of the night for Jake Berge.
You'll see Berge and Marichek coming out in those fast breaks because they switched directions. In the first quarter, you had your lefties coming out because of where the benches are. You would see Millen, Radcliffe, Finneran, the lefties squirting out of the box trying to get that finishing shot. So probably a little bit stronger with their righty finishers if you're the coach of the Philadelphia team.
Yes, they are. And that's smart play by Ryan Trainer to find the righty coming from the box.
Finneran wheeling around. That's his textbook signature shot. That underhand shot that really has given goalies problems throughout his career. Reese trying to get the ball up to Gary Gate. Eliuk finds the handle. Quick outlet, and here comes the Wings. Bobby Slate finally gets a little bit of help from Jake Berge. Radcliffe had some room, and boy, he really filled it up in a hurry. He said, hey, this is nice. I better charge the net. But it closed up quickly. Mark Millen, maybe the shiftiest player on the field as far as change of direction, the great All-American from the University of Massachusetts. Number 9. He was the MVP in the '94 World Games in England.
Little two-man game on the left-hand side with Millen. Keith Cromwell was called for a moving pick going over to Walker.
Be here next Saturday, March 23rd for the Wings' last regular season game.
Paul Gate gets it after Matt Shearer. Matt Shearer's got a great right-handed shot. He can't get any room. Great defense. A sensational, tough defense of the Wings. Gate with room. Paul looking to make some damage. Double team, hammered hard. Oh, he was clobbered.
Great slide by the trainer to double team Paul Gate. That's how it's written on defense against the Gate brothers. When Paul gets his shoulder down, he's going to the net. He's normally going, and he got a slide, and Ryan Trainer was right there with a great shot.
Cromwell gives it to Finneran. The natural lefty works back to the left-handed starting spot. Goes inside, one player, double team now. Looks for help. He knows he's doubled. Somebody's open. Back door, that's what he was looking for. Radcliffe can't handle, and that's where it'll stand. We'll take a short break right now, but the Jake Berge goal brings Philly back to within 1. It's 4-3 in our second quarter as Paul Gates getting all he can handle. The visiting Washington Power leading 4-3 at this point in the second quarter. We've got a lot more to go, though, about 2/3 of it. There's the World Championship banner from last year. We want to remind you that the Acclaim Entertainment people have brought you Blast Lacrosse. It's out. It's available. The official video game of the National Lacrosse League. Your kids will love it. Great way to get used to the action of the indoor league with all the names of the stars and then come out and see them in person. First Union Center crowd. A little antsy here as their team down by 1 in a must-win situation. The Power in the red jerseys with possession of the ball and the 1-goal lead. Jeff Wills. Spanos playing defense. Nice pick move. Slate now picks him up. Pat Canabane looks to the far corner. He does it. Pulls the goalie Eliuk across the goal. And then Paul Canabane went backside into the corner. Just simply outran Jacobs and no help came.
Nice motion offense by Washington. And Paul Canabane just comes in there, gets under Peter Jacobs for a beautiful goal. Right there. Goes through the stick check of Peter Jacobs, gets Dallas Eliuk high, jams that ball home. Beautiful goal by Paul Canabane on a nice individual unassisted goal.
The assists, number 91, Fred Jenner, number 99,
this game started out no score in the first 9 minutes. Since then, all 8 goals in less than a quarter of time, that is. So the offenses are really getting going now. Berge again on top, they're waving it off. Crease violation, he was dancing around that crease. He cannot come in the crease before the ball goes through the imaginary plane of the goal. He was tiptoeing, but referee was right there and called it off as it hit the net. Score remains 5-3 in favor of Washington. They've scored 4 of the last 5 goals. They're really applying pressure. It was 2-1 at one point in favor of Philly. For that 4 out of 5, that run by Gate, Horsey Wills. Berge for Philly. Watch the far side again by Berge. Coming off that right-handed finish. That was Radcliffe, I should say. Couldn't quite get it. Radcliffe. Now here comes Josh Sims. 1-on-1. Sims. Against Eliuk. Eliuk makes a 1-on-1 save. Kip Folks gets the ball back, and there is Dallas Eliuk down. He had the knee problem, and that particular save, he had to go out. They're going to call the goal good. Eliuk is down, and the crowd is going to go nuts. Their star goalie was on his face. He had a knee problem, and on that first save, the knee went out. Washington got the ball back. Referees never stopped the play, and they threw it in an empty net with one of the best goalies in the game flat on his face.
Well, it all started on a turnover. Josh Sims came straight down one-on-one with Eliuk, gets him down low. Dallas looks like he gets his leg or his ankle caught underneath him right there and goes right down.
Well, he had that knee problem. He didn't even play against Washington last week because of a ligament problem. Of course, he's back in this week, but he may have lost it on that. He had to reach way out with his leg.
Washington goal scored by number 22, Gary.
Looks like they're dressing him as if he has the wind knocked out of him.
Let's take a look at how this play develops here. Again, Sims comes down in a one-on-one. There's where Eliuk drops down. Loose ball. Great individual effort here by, I believe, Canabine to keep this ball alive. Right there. One-handed ground ball. Here's Eliuk. You're going to see that ball hit the net shortly. Right there. Bang. No goalie. Empty net goal for the Washington Power.
What are you talking about? It's got to be up to go. It's got to be something to his head that I've got to call somebody out right away.
You didn't know it was his head or his ass. It doesn't matter.
Well, I do know that it's not his head when it didn't hit his head.
Oh, so if it was head, you wouldn't have called the goal.
What I'm saying, if he was in danger from that stand, no, I could have killed it. I know I could have killed it. No different way. Pick up the ball. You didn't get the ball. No, you never got it.
Roy Condon getting things squared away. Dallas Eliuk still down. Let's take a look at the playoff race again. This is how it stands coming into this game. The red dots on the left, those are your division winners. Albany, Toronto, Washington. And then you've got the next best records, Rochester, Vancouver, and Montreal. But those 5 and 6 spots are still up for grabs with a slim chance for Philadelphia to climb in to that 6th spot if they can win the next 3, including this one. We'll be back in just a moment. Back at the First Union Center. Dallas Eliuk still down right below you, right there around the goal area. And the Gary Gate goal does count after play was continued when he was hurt. It starts with a fast break by Josh Sims. And I tell you, he is really hurt.
Let's go back to see how it developed again. Here's Sims coming down on a one-on-one. Here's Dallas trying to make the save. Looked like it caught him right there in the lower groin area, and he goes down.
Well, he grabbed his right knee a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to say what he's favoring. But this is Sanderson, double zeros, Chris Sanderson, who has had plenty of minutes this year because of Dallas's injury situations, and Sanderson will come into the game right now. Dallas does not look comfortable.
Well, Sanderson got the start last week against the Washington Power, so he's ready. He's been used to seeing shots. Of course, it's never a good sign to see the starting goalie of your team go out, especially if it's Dallas Eliuk.
I can tell you what this is. This is his back. Earlier in the season, he had a back problem. You can tell. I can tell you right now, with pretty much certainty, that is his back. It went out when he had that lunging thing. He had problems with it all during the season. Early on, it was right on the edge of going out every game, and in that play, his back went out, and that's why he's hobbling off the field. Chris Sanderson comes in, and he will be the hope for the Philadelphia Wings. The Gary Gate goal counts. It's a 6-3 game as we go back to the face-off circle. Jacobs for the Wings, Kent DeBene for the Washington Power. Canabine to you Loyola fans. Thanos, pressure on Miller.
It's kind of been the story of the season for the Wings with the injury. Now as they in a must-win situation, they lose their top goalie in Dallas Eliuk. Just another one of the long list of injuries that's hurt them this year. Earlier on, they lost Tom Fair to a torn ACL. He's lost for the season. And they just continue to mount.
I know Mark Millen, number 9, the great shooter from UMass, banged up all year, not quite healthy. He said, I saw him about a week ago, and he said, I'm just getting to feel comfortable. I'm getting to feel 100%. I feel great. Here's Finneran getting hammered into the boards.
Here's Finn, another look at it, number 11, blind side, getting crushed from behind. Not good. Kevin Finner, one of the veteran leaders on this team in his 12th season. Again, as you mentioned, he is an Iron Man on this team. The guy has been able to play with injuries. He's tough as nails. He's got a great attitude for this game. And just a great tribute to his work ethic and what he's been able to do over 12 seasons.
I don't know.
Never missing a game.
Real quick.
John Rosen came in there and did it.
Yeah.
First night of number 18. It was an acquisition by the Power during the season.
Mark Grotham and David Rubenstein taking a look at Finn. Let's listen in on it.
That stopped.
I saw your head snap.
Yeah.
So Finner up and walking, obviously a good sight to everybody here at First Union Center.
Looked like a shoulder, just a nice hard big hit into the boards. Those things don't give too much.
He's going into the locker room, so there he goes. He's following Dallas Eliuk, who went in not able to even stand up because of his back. And as they go in, another player comes walking out, hobbling. And they've got a guy hanging on the boards who can hardly walk. These guys are really banged up, walking in and out of the locker room. Forgot who that was, Spanos, I think.
Yeah.
47, he's hobbling in there. Power play right now, back to live action. Maricek, Millen now gets a shot, just can't get it by Miller, who's played a very solid game. That one he blocks again. Well placed, but Miller fills up the top and blocks the bottom. He's done a nice job tonight, only allowing the 3 goals. Sanderson getting set for his first test of the night as Josh Sims brings the ball down.
Washington has a penalty killing unit on. Gary and Paul Gate on the left-hand side. 4 Washington Power players against 5 Wings players. This is an opportunity that Gary and Paul like to go to the net on. They don't care that they're man down. They still like to go straight to the hoop.
Yeah, a little bit of a shot clock conflict right there. Paul did. He knew it was down around 6. He was going to make a move, but had to just put it on net to try to get a fresh 30. Couldn't do it. Wings back on the power play. Now, they made some hay in the first quarter. They were down 1-0 and then scored 2 power play goals. But right now, they're down 6-3 with a power play opportunity. There's Tommy Maricek. I haven't heard from him yet in the old Zingo department, the goal department. Berge, Millen, Berge have been the scorers for Philly. Now, Finner wheels in. He's back out there playing. The Iron Man, showing that he is tough and ready to go. Donovan dishes off to the Gate brothers, and they come on. We talked about the threat, Scott, and that is the conflict that they present to a team. Even though you're short-handed, you better watch how much you double those guys because they will open up something offensively.
It's not a good matchup with Jeff Ratcliffe on Gary Gate right there. Peter Jacobs had the backup, but Ratcliffe is not known as a defensive specialist for Philadelphia, and he had the assignment to try to stop Gary Gate.
It's a good chance for Sanderson to get loose in the game. He's had the benefit of being on the power play. He's had 2 easy shots, just basically penalty-killing shots. So he's got a chance to get warm, get a sense of the game, not tested really hard in his first couple shots. Maricek, Millen, the right-hander going for the corner, just misses wide. Well, that's set up beautifully for Maricek and Millen. They couldn't make it connect. Back court violation, and they're going to give the ball to the Power.
You need somebody?
Power, they played just tough defense. I'll tell you what, this team's built for defense, and they play it.
It's one of the things historically they have been lacking is the defensive strength at the other end. They've had the offensive ability with Paul and Gary, and now the defense is matching.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, 6-3 the score with about 4:47 left in the first half. Washington has outscored Philadelphia 5-1 in the second quarter. They've got that 6-3 advantage. Lee Felsman, Scott Gabrielson. Scott, you retired as the captain on a championship team a few years ago. It wasn't quite as rough as this. This stuff is accelerating every year. Tough game tonight.
Yeah, well, nobody said that the National Lacrosse League is not a rough game. And here you go, rough and ready. Big checks into the board. This game, these players put it all on the line every night when they come out here. And these are the kind of hits that they take and normally can just brush right off.
A little under 5 minutes to go as the ball is inbounded by Kip Falks, the speedster from the University of Maryland.
Philadelphia still on the power play. Washington is at a man disadvantage right now.
You see the 2 power play goals for Philadelphia. Without those, they've only got 1 in a regular 5-on-5 set. That's something that Adam Mueller is going to have to address. He's got to get better 5-on-5, 2-men games going, more pressure on Miller in the goal for the Power, who's done a great job playing goalie. Nice position for the Washington team to have Devin DeLeap, their starter for most of the year, and Miller, who is doing a starter's job tonight. We are back to the 5-on-4. Marechek up top. They keep him as the trigger guy. Miller in there, left-hand shot. Finneran down low to finish. And he is hammered by Donovan. The human wrecking ball. Radcliffe now up top and down low. That was Marechek who rolled around, couldn't get the ball to go.
Philadelphia's getting the ball around, looking for that high percentage shot. Haven't really been able to get it. Good credit to the Washington Power man down unit in stuffing Philadelphia.
They're giving this shot to Marechek up top. They're cutting off those low finishing guys, playing that box. Very effective with Donovan, Reese in the middle down low.
Peter Jacobs has been a nemesis for Paul Gary-Gay. Peter Jacobs at 6'5", is long and big and has an incredible stride to catch up to that inside move of Paul and Gary-Gay.
Well, this will be another chance for them. With about a minute left, they might get 1 or 2 more shots at this power play. There's a shot for Marechek, and look at Miller just go over to the side and make the save. They're giving that shot to Tommy Marechek, who can really pick the corner, and it's up to Miller to make the save, and he did a great job at that last opportunity. Kennedy. Double team, gets inside, goes far side, but Sanderson makes his first big save of the day. That was pressure.
Yeah, coming right down the throat. Great move by Paul Canabine to split 2 players to come right on in Chris Sanderson. Chris Sanderson with a nice goal. Let's take a look at the save. Here's a nice move by Canabine coming through 2 defenders. Sees that right-hand corner, big arm save, elbow save by Chris Sanderson to make his first big stop.
Sanderson from the University of Virginia in the field game, but Canadian born and bred, and learned to play the box game up there. LCOM is one of our proud sponsors of the National Lacrosse League. We want you to go ahead and support the great work that LCOM does. Visit them on the web. Help support the great work of the National Lacrosse League. LCOM, proud sponsor of the National Lacrosse League.
As we take a look at Adam Mueller here, getting together with his power play unit to move the ball around, find the open man. He's not very pleased with the effectiveness so far of their power play unit. They've got to take advantage of these opportunities.
There's Kilgore. Dave Huntley to the left on our screen, to his right. A Canadian who played at Hopkins, has played on national teams for Canada. A lot of offensive. Fusion everywhere. Doesn't look like they're really getting things going with the 2-man game. Shot clock violation.
Nope, you had Mark Millen, the left-hander on the right-hand side. You had Berge, you had Radcliffe, and Marechek all there. A little unsettled right now for the Philadelphia Wings.
A little rattled as you look at Mueller on the sidelines. They did not run that power play with great efficiency and then got confused when they got the ball back. Teams got to get their head on straight because time is clicking down. Only 3 goals scored in this first half. All in the first quarter, or 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Finally, another goal. Big power play move by Gary Gate, and Sanderson allows his first goal of the day. 7-3 the score.
You could probably put together a 2-hour highlight film of Paul and Gary Gate working the pick and roll, and here it is perfectly. Paul Gate coming around, a big pick, comes down low, sets up Sanderson high, and puts it in. It's Gary Gate, I'm sorry. Off the pick by Paul, coming in, jamming the ball low. The two brothers, as twins, work so well together. They know where they are on the floor. They set themselves up. One of the hardest things for a defender and a defensive unit in general is not to peek, always to wonder where they're going. And right there, they couldn't make the slide, and Gary Gate was almost uncontested for that goal.
Philadelphia, Scott, and no, there's the one right there that almost went in. Crease violation, but Berge almost got loose on that one. Scoring runs have really been the nemesis here. They've racked up 2 3-goal runs. Washington has. Gate, Hersey, Wills, then Berge scored on a fast break, and then it was Canabine, Gate, and Gate. Gate has a hat trick, did not even score in the first quarter. It's a hat trick all in the second quarter. 3 goals in less than 6 minutes and 25 seconds. They scored 3 goals in 3 minutes to start the quarter.
Well,
pretty nice numbers.
Yeah, they come in bunches for Washington right now. A series of threes. Philadelphia needs to tighten up. Hopefully go into halftime just with a 4-point deficit.
Here's what bothers me if I'm the coach of the Philadelphia Wings. No 5-on-5 goals. Power play goal, and a fast break goal by Berge. Nothing in a 5-on-5 set. No 2-man game going. Nothing working well on that end of the field.
How much you got on there? How much on the clock?
Well, we've got the full 19.8 on the clock. As you look at Darius Kilgore telling his players on defense that they're doing the right thing. He's got to be comfortable and happy with the play of Eric Miller so far. But to go back to your point, they've got to get their offense in motion.
Mohawk International Lacrosse, our proud sponsor of the National Lacrosse League. They will be our halftime sponsor, and we'll be seeing more of them as we come to the halftime. But visit them for all the fine products at MohawkInternationalLacrosse.com. Johnny Tavares, Mission 2000, part of the Mohawk team.
There's one of the fan faithfuls right there. That's known as Chopper. That's Chopper.
Chopper got the dreadlocks going. Tom Ryan, he's added to his look since Ryan came to town.
Trying to get this Philadelphia faithful crowd on their feet, supporting the Philadelphia Wings. Get them a second effort and a push. They get ready for halftime.
A little bit of a stunned look on the sideline for Philadelphia.
Well, you look at Sanderson, they've got a 6-on-5 opportunity here. 6 offensive players for Philadelphia on 5 defensive players for Washington. See if they can cash in.
Well, the first one was saved, but then Radcliffe came in there and poked that one home. Nobody in the net on the other end, 7-4. Boy, that was a huge goal.
Huge goal. That one's going to count there. That's why you take the timeout. That's why you pull the goalie. That's why you get a 6-on-5 advantage. There's not enough defenders that can do it. Here's a pickup by Radcliffe. Jumps outside of the crease with 9 seconds left to go in the first half. And a beautiful goal by Jeff Radcliffe right there to bring it within 3.
I'll tell you, 3 is a comfortable number in the Indoor Lacrosse League because you can score fast. 4, you start saying, hey, we got to get back in the game. So that was a huge goal, and they'll go back to the face-off circle with those 9 seconds still on the clock.
Give some momentum to Philadelphia as they take it to the locker room. They know that they've raced another point in their push to tie this game up. But a nice play by Adam Mueller to take the timeout and getting the 6-on-5 advantage.
Miller just gobbling up that shot. Whoa, what a half he has had. Only 4 goals allowed by Eric Miller in the nets. And that's the way the half will end. They'll go off with that 7-4 lead. Halliday got Washington off to a 1-0 lead. It was Berge and Millen that gave Philly had a 2-1 lead at the end of the first quarter. But the second quarter was all power. 2 3-goal runs with only 2 goals from Philadelphia to make it a 7-4 game.
Well, I see some of the playoff intensity that's coming here, and really the battle that Jeff Radcliffe and Hugh Donovan are having. Donovan's the enforcer on 43, the big player for Washington. He's in Radcliffe's face even as they go to the locker room.
Good crowd here at the First Union Center. The defending champion Philadelphia Wings. Nobody's given up hope on this team. They've really set the standard over the 15-year-ish history of indoor pro lacrosse. First the major indoor lacrosse league, segueing into the National Lacrosse League about 4 years ago.
Have been able to put together teams that are based on pride and tradition, based on smart play and great personnel. I'm fortunate enough to play in a couple championship teams with Paul and Gary Gate. In 95, we won 94, 95, we won back-to-back championships. In 2001, this is a different team now. They had a very strong team to really shock the world last year, shock the Toronto Rock in Toronto to win the championship. But this year, they've been depleted of a couple players in Jamie Hanford and Mike Buzzin in expansion to New Jersey, and then they've got the injuries. Millen, as you said earlier, going into Jacobs, and now Tom Fair going down as well. So Philadelphia's a banged-up team and a little bit different as they go into this final playoff push.
We have Tyler Morrell from the 6 to 8-year-old category. He'll step up first. He's got 6 balls.
Paulie Gate downstairs on the field. Lee Felsmo, Scott Gabrielson with Paul Gate, very cool and calm, collected, as his team has a nice 7-4 lead. Paulie's had a sensational year. We've talked about you a lot in this game because you've come into this year without some of the nagging injuries that have plagued you the last 4 or 5 years. The back's pretty good. The leg your foot had an operation. You're physically fit, and the numbers show it.
Well, I wish I could say that. The ankle's sore every day. Struggling through it. I wish I was a lot healthier. I woke up this morning and the back was pretty darn sore.
All right, Paul, I'll tell you what, your brother has climbed into a horse race with you on goals. You have a chance, and now Gary does, to set the season record in the league for goals. I think he's one behind you. I'm sure that probably doesn't matter to you personally too much, but your team has gone through a lot, is my point. Are you guys poised to take it all this year?
We're going to give it our best effort. We're going to go out there and work hard, and we're trying to peak at the end of the season and go down the stretch winning and bring that into the playoffs for the last season.
Hey, Paul, take us back to the Rochester game and that overtime when you zing that baby behind the back. We're going to show it to the fans at home. Think back and talk us through that moment.
Well, basically, I was going down, made a move inside, saw a double coming, and I just turned around and fired it. I thought there was very little time on the clock. I'm not sure how much was left, but when there's little time, you can pretty much throw anything.
It was a great moment and a big win for the Washington Power. Last question to you, Paul. 7-4, playing in this building. You've got a half to go. What are you guys getting set for? What can Philly do to come back here? What are you afraid of, if anything, from that team?
Well, I'm just afraid of us letting down, really. They're a potent team. Tom Marichek hasn't been shooting well so far, but you can bet that's not going to last. So we just need to go out there and step it up defensively and then step it up on the offensive end as well.
All right, the great Paul Gate. We thank you, Paul. Go join your team, and good luck in the second half. We've had a lot of fun watching you this season. We'll take a short break right now and come back to our Mohawk halftime report. Right now, the halftime score, Washington Power leading by 3, 7-4 at half. Team is back on the field, 1 half to go, and it may be the last half of hope for Philadelphia. Gary Gate and Paul, Gary Gate in particular, has taken over this game. He got a hat trick in just the second quarter.
Yeah, Gary's the story right now. We highlighted Paul, but it's with the tandem there, but it's 2-2. Gary Gate, number 22, that's really taken it upon himself to get this going. He's the captain of this team. He's the leader. Just a fantastic player, tough as nails, really getting the job done as usual for the Washington Power as they begin the second half with the 3-goal cushion, 7-4.
Paul Caneby, number 6 for the Power, and Peter Jacobs, 24 for the Philadelphia Wings. And it's Caneby getting the opening face-off of the second half.
Normally the halftime discussions are quite animated in each locker room. The Philadelphia Wings being down by 3, sure that they had some things to say to get their guys ready for the second half push and to stay alive in the playoffs.
Quick score by the Power as they start the second half, and this is not good for the Philadelphia Wings to have to come out with a lot of fire. And they let one, come right down the pike and score right away.
Absolutely. Normally for second half, it set the tone, get it going for the Wings. But, hey, Washington does just the opposite. Josh Shims comes in, beautiful individual, strong power move right down the center, burning Chris Sanderson.
Washington goal scored by number 4, John
advantage.
Sims. The assist, number 13, Kip Folks. Number 22, Gary Gate. Time of the goal, 28 seconds.
So with Sanderson in the goal, that's his second against. Gary Gay scored the first one after the injury to Dallas Eliuk. 2 goals against him, but a 4-goal lead all of a sudden for the Power, who looks to be really getting things in full gear. And Paul Gate talked about it going into the half. We want to be competing at the right time, which is really a key in this league. You want to have people healthy. You want to be ready to go at this time of the year. It's like playing in March if you're in basketball. It's like playing in May if you're in the NCAA college lacrosse season.
And they're all getting used to each other. They're feeling good. I think they're really starting to gel as a team, the Washington Power. I'm impressed with their defense so far. I mean, they've got a very good defense. Look at Tom Marichek and Kevin Finneran, Mark Millen being shut out so far in this first half.
It's been a tough night for all of them. Jake Berge coming off the injury. Last year, the magic of this team was the 2-man game that Berge and Marichek worked on the left-hander side. I haven't seen a lot of it this year, maybe because of injuries or whatever. They really haven't gotten in the groove like they did last year.
They started strong. Jake Berge's been getting beat up, and you know when you have a great season like Tom Marichek has had and Jake Berge, you're not a secret for very long. Everybody's trying to defense it, and so far I think that the other teams may have their number, and they're shutting down that 2-man pick-and-roll game between Berge and Marichek.
Great shot by Paulie Gate from Gary. Just missed the corner. Look at the big defense. Hammering check by Kip Folks.
15!
Kip Folks used to be known as the fast, there he is, midfielder from the University of Maryland. Now he's known as the stock owner of Under Armour. He helped put that Under Armour group together, and they are really taking over the country with what they got going.
He's still a fast player. He doesn't have his trademark socks pulled up, but a big push directly from behind on Kip Folks. Can't do that while the player has possession. He's going to the box for 2 minutes. And another error by Washington that leads to a Philadelphia goal.
Jake Berge backdoors it. Well-needed goal by Jake. 8-5, they're back to within 3.
And again, Berge sets up on the right-hand corner. What she does very well is a nice look at it from a big angle. Here's the working the ball around Finneran. Skip past the Berge, who's just camped out there. Quick stick goal from Jake Berge.
Only 4 defenders down there, and did I miss something there? Was that a power play goal, folks?
Yeah, power play goal. Kip Folks with the push.
Well, Folks was in the box, so that's a power play goal, their 3rd of the day. Thanks for waking me up, Scott Gabrielson. 8-5. That gets a little bit of life into the legs of Philly. Jeff Wills.
But the story here is the errors by Washington lead to the Philadelphia goal. Washington needs to just play confident and error-free lacrosse as they move forward in this game, and they may be able to contain the offensive unit of Philadelphia.
Radcliffe tiptoeing in there, can't get that one to stick up top. Finneran. Rosa really pushing him outside. Kevin goes low, and Miller reads it all the way.
Warrior Lacrosse product.
Johnny Brothers.
Lacrosse players. Warrior, that means the
Wills and the new line with Gates come out here. This is Paul Gate behind him. Paul Gate working on the same side with Jeff Wills. 2 lefties. Paul going back to Wills. Oh, tried to sneak it into him. Good move. And they've got 3 lefties on this particular line with Gary on the far side trying to pick up the ball. Halliday almost backcourt. And they say yes. One of the problems, Scott, is the fact that they have not scored really in a set offense. They have not scored a goal tonight. 5-on-5 Philadelphia has. They've got 3 power play goals, a fast break goal, and they scored when it was 6-on-5 when the goalie was pulled. They have not been in a normal set like this, worked a 2-man game, and scored a goal yet tonight.
That's not a good stat to see at all. The offensive unit of Philadelphia, which really is a who's who list with their top 5 of Marichek, Berge, Finneran, Radcliffe, and Millen, haven't got their offense going to create something on that 5-on-5 situation.
Trying to go back door. Oh, nice Nice forechecking there. Philadelphia keeps it in their own zone. Berge and Millen. But big-time hustle. John Rosa in the power, bring it down. Look at the wheels of Josh Sims.
Now let's take a look at Washington conversely on their 5-on-5 play. Paul Gary Gate, there's a lot of movement for the Washington Power. They try to get it all started with Paul and Gary, get the defense shifting, and then get the shot from outside.
Yeah, Kip Falk with a nice move there. He drops all the way back to play defense on Tommy Ryan. Did they get him for a call on that? No, just a push. Ryan saying, where is the penalty? But no penalty. Good hustle by Falks. Falks took the shot. Watch Ryan with the loop around, and Falks again playing defense. It's going to be a delayed call. Kip Falks goes to the box. Holding call on Kip Falks. But hey, what a great play by him. He takes the shot, fast break the other way. He goes back and stops the fast break. That shows you he's got the great speed still in the legs. 8-5. We'll be back with the power play in just a moment. The hot tub, one of the great spots right here at Philadelphia Wings headquarters. I tell you what, great promotions the Wings have been famous for throughout the years. The hot tub is one of them. Power play again for Philadelphia. That has been their only saving grace tonight. Without power plays, this game would have been over a long time ago. And they get another one. Kevin Finneran from Radcliffe. That is their 4th power play goal.
Well, we said it earlier, an error by Washington leads to a Philadelphia goal. Looks like Philadelphia's now knows what they need to do on their power play. Great give and go here between Jeff Radcliffe and Kevin Finneran. Finneran throws a Radcliffe. Radcliffe quick sticks it right back to Finneran for a quick stick goal of his own. Fantastic two-man game there on the power play to bring Philadelphia within 2.
The deck is really stacked against Philly. If they could pull this one off, the house might come down. They lose their goalie in the second quarter. They're down 8-4 just moments ago. And now it's a 2-goal game. Still third quarter action. Millen up top. Finneran feeling good about his shot. Now that went close, and what a great save by Miller. Whoa. They had him split the old 5-hole shot, but he was quick enough to get down and make the save.
2 great back-to-back great saves by Miller.
Good intercept there by Philadelphia to bring it down, and a 1-on-4 for Radcliffe. A little tough to ask. 4 defenders down there, and only Radcliffe to try to get the ball in the net.
The 2 guys in Philadelphia that have the assignments for the Gate brothers are David Stilley, the captain there, and Josh Rule, this 240-pounder from Syracuse. Nice defense right there for Philadelphia to turn the ball over and get an offensive opportunity.
Paul Gate trying to get the ball back. They have a shot clock violation. No, they get it to Marichek. Paul Gate forced to play a little defense. He stays on the field. Paul Gate's in great shape, and he's been doing a lot of running on this particular set. Let's see if he can help with the defensive checks. Into Marichek. Crease violation.
There's that two-man pick-and-roll game between Berge and Marichek that had a great opportunity there, but a big save by Eric Miller.
That did look a little bit like last year, didn't it? He got the big pick-and-roll, came inside right in the face of Miller, and that was reminiscent of their championship year. I'll tell you what, all the defenses were looking at some tapes in the offseason. When you expect that, they were looking at that tape over and over, and they weren't going to let them do it again this year. They've really put the clamps on it in 2002.
Well, Jeff Radcliffe has added an extra offensive punch to them as well, and it's worked quite well. Here's a push by Philadelphia to give a fresh 30 seconds to Washington and their offense.
Canabine really gets hammered. Whoa, big save by Chris Sanderson. That one goes about 15 rows back into the lower section.
Let him go! Let him go!
Fresh 30-second clock. Boy, he doesn't win on that one at all, but that's a nice save. Crease violation. Protecting the crease. Sanderson just throws Shear out of his territory. My house, you can go.
That is certainly the norm for any goalie that has anybody in their crease. It's going to be a big if not a hack from their stick, it's going to be a push or a kick. Here's another look at it. Big move coming in by Shearer. Getting in Sanderson's face. Get out of here, Shearer. This is my crease. Stay away. Out of my house.
On the other end, the power. Crease violation. Roy Condon looking at 7 bodies at his feet. He calmly says, crease violation, ball goes the other way.
Again, Ratcliffe trying to do a little bit too much by himself, taking that one-on-one, and he just set himself up to get laid out, and the Washington Power did that.
Gary Gate wings around the wing, takes the shot left-handed. Josh Sims comes in close. Oh, almost bounces that one in. What a tough play against Dave Stilley by Josh Sims.
Nice move by Sims coming right down the middle. Here's another look at it. Forks it. Ryan with a big overhead check, and then Stilley laying him out. Nice move by Sims right there, number 4. Big dodge.
Power now 2-goal lead, getting a little bit dicey as Sanderson gets. Got that left shin guard down pretty good. He pops that ball in there, pops it out. That left shin guard's made 2 saves so far. Berge tries to tuck it inside the defensive checks of the Power. Tell you what, Power is packing in the defense. Every time Philadelphia goes down there, it's like 1-on-4, 2-on-4. Whoa, a fast break was there. Shearer came in, was open. Couldn't quite get it to him cleanly.
This next goal is a huge goal right now, Lee, whether it's going to be for Washington to get a cushion or whether it's going to be for Philadelphia to get within 1. It'll be a great motivating goal for Philadelphia if they can pull this game within 1.
Only took them 28 seconds. Josh Sims scored in the 3rd quarter, and they had that 8-4 lead. Since then, Berge and Finneran, 2 power play goals. Fast break, looking for a little bit of rope. John Robinson. 10 seconds to get the ball up. They got to hurry. Gives the ball to Tommy Marichek. Ratcliffe now working the right-hander side with him. Tries to get a little bit of room. Double team, looks for help. Trying to hit Finneran. Nice play. Couldn't hit it, the connection cleanly, but I'll tell you, that set up pretty well because Finneran was there. Don Brothers. Jenner. Shot high and wide on Sanderson, and that one will be goal number 9. Great move by Halliday. He'll make it 9-6. Halliday started the scoring. He gets his 2nd goal of the night. We'll be back with more 3rd quarter action in just a moment. Washington Power back to a 9-6 3-goal lead over the Philadelphia Wings, the defending champions. This game has not been big scoring. It has in the second 2 quarters, but it's been a lot of big saves, especially early on, Scott. These goalies have been busy all day.
They have been busy with a 9-6 ball game. That's a low score. Well, you know why? It's because of the goalie play up on either side. Eric Miller, Gal Sellig, and now Chris Sanderson from Philadelphia coming up with some huge saves tonight to make this an exciting game.
Sanderson protecting the crease on that last one. Remember that shot on Dell, or on Matt Shearer. Back to the face-off circle, Jacobson, Paul Canabine. So the 2 goals by Philly, Berge and Finneran, answered by Halliday. Teams are 2-2 in this 3rd quarter.
Again, I mentioned that was a big goal. See, now Washington has a comfort level with a 3-goal lead. So it went from being a 1-goal deficit now to a potential 1-goal deficit to a 3-goal cushion.
Paul Gate This power move. And it was an all-or-nothing shot in the crease, and the ball goes to Philadelphia. Berge. I'm sorry, this is not Berge. This is Ryan Trainer. Radcliffe gets the ball, and the stick was taken out of his hands. Rep check by the Washington Power. Gary
Building for the cross game tonight is brought to you by the orthopedic group. Up on the wings team physicians, Doctors Larry Miller and David Rubenstein for all your sports medicine and orthopedic needs. Call your orthopedic groups.
Ball gets set up, getting a lot of attention. The tough time for a defense is that they overcommit on Gary, and then they often comes in into Bergen after the defense overcommits. Everybody's got their eyes on Gary, and Gary has an incredible, uncanny ability to find an open man on the other side. That's what Philadelphia's worried about.
Big time save by Sanderson on that last exchange. A lot of pressure on Gary down low. The ball came out top. He had to make a save from the outside. Evan Finneran. Tommy Marichek. They do some goals from the Magic team. They want to be in this game. There's the hard shot. Miller all over it.
Still trying to get something going on that 5-on-5, but it's playing right into the Power's hands.
Kennebean comes up with the ball. When you look at the scoring sheet for the Philadelphia Wings, that's the one name that's missing. Tommy Marichek, one of the greatest players ever to put on the Wings uniform. And the Washington Power just making sure he does not beat them by himself. He's not in the goal column yet tonight. Gary Gate, power move just like his brother did last time. This time wide of Sanderson in the goal. But the Washington Power make it very difficult for you to clear the ball. They get it back. Gary Gate tries to get it all the way down to his brother. Paul does. Wheels inside. Paul goes low on Sanderson, and he is a hot goalie right now. Sanderson with 3 exceptional saves in the last 3 exchanges. Radcliffe. Double team. Still looking for a rope. Can he get it out? Yes. Picked up by Miller. Miller explosive speed, changes direction, now wheels and fires, and it hits off Trainer. Oh, that was a nice move to change direction. Again, the signature move for Mark Millen. Trainer just inadvertently got his foot in the way.
Nice effort. Another one-on-one situation for Radcliffe, not really getting in that 5-on-5 situation, drawing all the attention. Millen hasn't seen the ball that much tonight in regards for his shooting effort.
Jenner tries to go near side, runs the goalie. Here's violation. Roy Condon telling Sanderson, your own man knocked you down.
He went in front of you, your own man slid. You all right?
All right. Sanderson's, yeah, I'm fine.
Here's another look at it. Big inside move right here. Leaves the crease, dives. Then Josh Rule comes in. Right in the crease.
Marichek double team. Tommy Ryan. Marichek with either Hugh Donovan or Ryan Reese on him all night long. Finneran, Berge, far pipe, brushed aside by Miller. And down inside that minute. Clock winding down to 40 seconds in the 3rd quarter. John Rosa.
Hope everyone filled out the surveys for a chance to win an autographed jersey. Everyone, please pass your surveys down the aisle. Ushers will collect them at this time.
Jeff Wills gets inside and tries a little bit of an off-speed shot. Picked up by Sanderson. Canterbury trying to come inside. Jenner just misses the outside corner. Picked up beautifully. Matty Shear picked up the loose ball, and they keep it down here with 16 on the shot clock.
Washington really has Philadelphia's defense running all over the place. A lot of slides, moving around, getting low in the shot clock.
Well, that ball went in the net with the quarter clock just elapsed. That will not be a goal. 9-6 is the way we'll end up at the end of 3. Sanderson, a great quarter for him. 3-goal lead for the Power. Do or die quarter, 9-6 the score. Washington leads the desperate Philadelphia Wings. Leif Elsmo and Scott Gabrielson are National Lacrosse League Game of the Week. The Washington Power, Eastern Division winners, Philadelphia in second place, a mathematical chance to get in that top 6, which will put them in the playoffs. But they've got that slight chance evaporating right in front of them.
As we start the last 15 minutes of this game, this really is the last 15 minutes of the Wings season to stay, if they want to stay alive in the postseason.
Brescia brings the ball down, gets it to the right-handers. They lock him low, but don't get it off. Radcliffe can't pick it up cleanly. He hasn't been the same. I tell you what, Donovan and Reese did a nice job in the first 5 minutes of Radcliffe of just hammering him so relentlessly that he just had to look over his shoulder every time the ball came.
Well, it's often the case when you get a defensive assignment like that on a very tough offensive player. If you can rattle him and beat him up like they have done, you can take Jeff Radcliffe out of the game. And right now, he's looking over his shoulder every time that he gets the ball or it's on the ground.
Great feed from Gate all the way down. It's Josh Sims. He did everything he could to get the ball in, but Sanderson is playing his A game. Stopped it. Slate off the face mask of Miller. Fast break the other way. Josh Sims, great speed. Nobody will catch him. 1-on-1, looking for rope. Sims and beat Sanderson. Man, that would have been a huge goal had it gone in. But big save by Sanderson. I'm talking about his A game. I don't think he's played any better ever.
Now
It's a great last 15 minutes for him.
they need him right now, and he's coming up with some big saves. This defensive assignment right here for Philadelphia. Nobody picking up Halliday as he came right down the pipe.
Sanderson gives the ball up. The offense now has to find something that works. Again, still no 5-on-5 goals. It's really been amazing. They've got 4 power play goals, a fast break goal, and a 6-on-5 goal. Their 5-on-5 set has been pretty ineffective. Finally, Finneran down low, and there it goes. The first 5-on-5, and Scott, what they did was work it on the left-hander side rather than the right-hander side. It was Millen down to Finneran for goal number 7.
Great two-man game between Millen and Finneran. Finneran sets down on that lower left-hand corner where he's made his career. Here it is, little inside Snively pass. Finds that far corner. Back-to-back goals for Finneran, getting number 6 and 7 for the Wings. Huge goal by Kevin Finneran. When they need the goals, Finn's giving it to him. Great assist by Mark Millen finding him. Philadelphia's trying to make their push to stay alive in the postseason.
These teams have really left it on the floor. Tommy Marichek, I don't think he'll be scoreless at the end of the game. Oh, nice bounce pass, trying to hit Tom Ryan. It didn't go through. And Bobby Horsey will go into the penalty box. So, another opportunity for Philadelphia, who has done pretty well in the power play, to get another one here and get to within 1 goal.
Well, like you said earlier, it's a game of streaks right now, and Philadelphia has the opportunity to cash in a couple more.
2 minutes for slashing.
Let's take a look at it. Dave Stille trying to push the ball up the floor. Bobby Horsey gets in behind him, underneath his legs, takes him down from behind. That's a penalty. He's going to the box for 2.
Yeah, it's a tough call. It looks like they just got tripped. 5-on-4, different set here. They've got a man in the side. They got a man inside, like a little bit of a 5 on a dice. They put the top guy inside. That's Radcliffe. So a different look for Philadelphia.
Radcliffe's cannot be ignored. They have to get a stick on him, or he's gonna get one inside.
Philadelphia 5 goals in 7 tries. Washington 2 for 2.
You got Millen at your top left shooter, Berge at your top right, and then Radcliffe in there where he's made a living so far this season, camped down in the crease.
Ball goes down, they lose that chance. Power play have been really their biggest offensive push. The opportunities on the power play. Paul Gate getting triple team. Gives it up to Kip Fox. He is tied up by Spanish. Great defensive check. Brescia brings the ball out. He's ragged by the speed of Kip Falks. He's going to hammer check it. Whoa! Finally brings down 2 players. Kip Falks single-handedly gets the ball back. Fast break. Power. Rope. Gary Gate coming out. And the left-hander is finishing with a fast break, and he beats Sanderson. That was set up perfectly. Going that direction to your left on the screen, Gary and Paul, the natural lefties, will be coming out of the box. And watch them come out quickly. They see Gary coming out quickly, and he just puts it right on target. You see Sanderson guessing, going right, and he put it left.
Wow, but nobody does it better. Gary Gate froze Chris Sanderson in the net with just a little half turn of the wrist. Got Sanderson going to that right-hand pipe. Gary Gate went far near, jammed it home. His 4th goal of the night. Great night, great effort by Gary Gate.
Big-time goal, too, as you talk about. Within 2 and twice now in the last half. They've been at that 2 margin where they could go to within 1 or back to 3. And the power has it every time. But now, here come the Wings. Radcliffe with a backhanded shot. Makes it a 10-8 game. They're back within 2 again.
Let's take a look at it. Radcliffe getting a feed from Martin right there. Sees 2 men on the crease, just flicks it backhand behind him. Here's Martin. Another look at it. Finds Radcliffe. Gets 2 players, flips it under his backhand. Nice goal for Jeff Radcliffe. 2nd of the night.
Back to win 2, and here comes Philly. Crowd's rocking. Here at the First Union Center. Been a busy building this weekend. Globetrotters last night. Flyers this afternoon. The Wings tonight. Berge. Powers inside. Tries to go underneath the defense. Everybody getting a little tired. The ferocious pace of this game starting to take its toll. Academy, far side, this will be another one. Oh, and I can't believe he missed it. Paul Gate, that ball squirted through the defensive sticks of Philly. And Paul put it on Sanderson, couldn't get it behind him.
Big save by Chris Sanderson right there to keep this lead at 2 for Washington.
Finneran just selling out right there, doing a great job and diving across the crease. But Miller really has been solid as you can expect. And both teams knowing how important this is for Philadelphia.
He hit his own man. He hit his own man.
Washington knows they can bury Philadelphia in this game. They are trying to do it. They've led since 2 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. We'll come back in just a moment. 10-8, time left for Philadelphia to pull this one out. They must pull this one out if they want to defend their championship. Next week, our National Lacrosse League Game of the Week right here will be a rematch of last year's championship game. Here's Jim Veltman, a great all-pro for Toronto. The Rock will be here in Philadelphia. It's a rematch of last year's championship game that Philly won in Toronto. But to make this the game that Philly wants it to be, they've got to win tonight, folks. But that's our next telecast, Saturday, March 23rd, 8 o'clock, our usual start time. Toronto right here in Philly to wrap up the home season for the Wings.
Should be a great game. Toronto had won back-to-back championships in 99-2000. Wings dethroned them last year. This is the first time that the Toronto Rock will have an opportunity to play Philadelphia since they lost on their home turf up in Canada.
Well, we're inside of 9 minutes with this do-or-die game.
Fans be here next Saturday, March 23rd for the Wings' last regular season game and fan appreciation night as the Wings take on.
It's been ahead since early in the 2nd quarter. Since second quarter. 2-1 was in the 1st quarter. Philadelphia won that 1st quarter, but then it was a big run in the 2nd that got them ahead. Watch Philly on the other end, and that's Berge trying to get back within 1. That's something they haven't been able to do forever. Chris Sanderson making a great save on the other side. Since it was 4-3, they have not been able to close the gap to closer than 2 goals. And that was with 11 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter.
Let's take a look at this great save by Chris Sanderson with Kip Folks coming right down the middle on him. Nice story right here for Chris Sanderson to come in a really a saving mode after Dallas Eliuk went down with an injury.
Miller getting hammered by the aggressive charge. Donnie Ryan, Josh Sims. Miller had a great night tonight. We talked about what he has done.
Let it go.
Devin Eliuk gets most of the minutes.
2 and 2.
And they are really putting the pressure on the Philadelphia Wings. Only 8 minutes left to go. The Times Square Manhattan, the Crown Plaza, right in Times Square Manhattan. That's where you want to be, the official hotel of the National Lacrosse League. If you want to see New York the way it should be seen, stay at the official hotel of the National Lacrosse League, the Crown Plaza in Times Square, right in the heart of Manhattan.
Ratcliffe's going to the box for that move right there, Leaf. He took it down low, came inside, got inside the crease of Eric Miller. He's off to the box.
Number 90, Jeff Ratcliffe, 2 minutes for illegal contact.
Adam Mueller, I'll tell you what,
he's a 6:59.
Tough one to read, boy. He looks the same whether they're up by 7 or down by 7. Very even-keeled coach for the young guys. Jenner in close on Sanderson, but he's made most of the saves. And the pressure's been on tonight. Can Philly get it to within 1? Pressure, backdoor. Oh, and Berge couldn't get Miller to move. Big time save right there.
Great outlets by Chris Sanderson to start these plays to give Philadelphia the opportunities to get down there and have that one-on-one uncontested shot.
Shearer, one defender, and he just misses. Getting goal number 11. Could have been saved by Sanderson. Himself in great position to make the important save. Sanderson gets a fresh 30-second clock. Shearer again, and Sanderson brushes it off, and it comes off the pipe.
Sun Arena in Umpkinsville, Connecticut. Visit nationallacrosse.com for all
Fresh
details.
30, and they're saying off the goalie and the pipe. It's not a backcourt violation.
We're in a 4-on-4 situation here with the Gate brothers on a 2-man side. Not a good situation to be in, but Washington throws it away and loses an opportunity.
Clock keeps ticking. Under 7 minutes to go in this desperation game. Kevin Finneran gets the ball as he looked at the box. Finneran using the offhand, looking for help. Goes against Horsey. Comes up, blocks, loads, and almost gets one by Miller. Donovan up to Bobby Horsey. Defenses come in. Washington now trying to get a few more minutes. Big possession, but Reese couldn't pick it up. Pressure. Fast break. He's got time. Looking for a run. Back door. Berge off the pipe. Do you believe it? The last 2 times, I think Berge's gotten iron on his fast breaks.
But great smart play by Rich Bresci to get it to Jake Berge. Don't take the shot. Get it to the guy that's going to have a better, that is more of the offensive threat. Great look for Jake Berge. Clanged it off the pipe.
Berge drops it down to the following player. Shot clock. Moving pick is what they're calling on that one. Moving pick, the ball goes back to the power.
Washington seems to be slowing down a little bit. Maybe it has something to do with the, potentially the physical condition or the age of the Gates or whatever's going on. But they're slowing down as maybe the youth and vigor of these Philadelphia Wings are starting to push it on in the waning minutes of this game.
Desperation's a word you might want to put in there.
Yep.
Washington's got another day, whether they win or lose. Philadelphia pretty much out of the playoffs mathematically if they don't pull this one home. A lot of teams alive still. It's kind of hard to keep track of, but we don't think there's much of a shot if they don't win this one. Radcliffe, he buries it. Wait a minute. Yes, Roy Condon was confused, at least to me, when he came up to the line, but he had it clear all the way. I just didn't know which way he was going to call it. He blew the whistle, emphatically ran to the spot and said he was okay He gives them the goal, and finally they get back to within one.
Well, it's a barrage of shots for Philadelphia right there. And here's a great move by Finneran, getting it to Ratcliffe again, who likes to shoot with pressure on him. Toes outside the line, and he gets it up and in. Here he is, toeing the line. Great, great move up and over the shoulder of Eric Miller for a beautiful goal. That's 2 back-to-back goals for Jeff Ratcliffe to bring Philadelphia within one and give Jeff Ratcliffe a hat-trick for the night.
Well, the Power, they've laid it all on the field. They might be losing a little bit of gas because they have really played some tough defense, and desperation can fuel a little bit of energy. Gates aren't done yet, though. Gary Gates coming in, dishes inside, goes inside pipe. Can't beat Sanderson on this one. Sanderson looking very hot as a goalie. Very confident in closing moments here. 4:30 left. Plenty of time. Watch it. Philly in close to finish. Oh my gosh, Boogie can't buy a goal. 3 times down there on the fast break finishing. You can't get one past Miller.
They've had the opportunity. They can't cash in. They can't put them in the net.
Josh Sims. Bogey tries to sneak that one in. So that was Gary. That was Gary again. 22. I'll tell you folks, we have worse seats than you do watching on TV. We're about as high as you can get. Kevin Finneran inside of 4 minutes. Desperation. Tries to go low 5-hole. Miller saying, hey, that was a violation. Teams hitting each other.
Fellas, we're going out now. You want some more?
We'll take a short break now and come back with the end of this game. This is all or nothing for the Philadelphia Wings. Finneran scored that one to make it 10-9, but they need one more to get a tie goal. A tie game, I should say. 3:50 left. We're back to score 10-9. And Kevin Finneran has had a huge night tonight. Tremendous job by the ageless veteran, the Iron Man of the Philadelphia Wings.
Finn in his 12th season scoring big goals when they count, bringing Philadelphia within one at 10-9 right now. 3.5 minutes to go. This is why they play the game. This is exciting. Welcome to the jungle in Philly. Let's see if they can keep their playoff hopes alive.
3 minutes left. They've got to score to send this baby into overtime. Sanderson came in the second quarter when Dallas Eliuk, the icon of goalies in this league for the last 10 years, got hurt. Sanderson has done a great job. But it's the offense that'll save the team. They need one more. Mark Millen looking for an opening. Looking back door. Oh, he tried to get it into Tommy Ryan. Misconnection. Kennedy takes it from Miller. Fast break. That one goes in beside Sanderson, and that's the goal that might seal the game. Paul Gate came in on Sanderson on the fast break. And when the Gates left-handed naturally come on the fast break, it's hard to stop him.
Well, Philly made all the effort in the world to get back. However, the one guy that you don't cover is Paul Gate. You got to cover him. Great outlet pass by Miller. Right up, pushing it, Canabine sees it, sets it up. Look at Paul Gate just streaking down, sets up, far, near, goal, Paul Gate.
First goal of the day, as far as I can see, and I tell you what a big goal it was. We talked about him making a difference in this game, and that was the biggest goal so far of the game. Tommy Ryan off the face-off. Right back in your face, Power. 11-10.
Not to take any wind out of the Philadelphia Wings sails, Tom Ryan comes back and answers with a beautiful goal on his own to bring it within one. Here he is with the defensive player all over him. John Gallion all over Tom Ryan. Takes his strength, one-on-one move, jams it in the goal. We still got a great ball game here.
His first goal of the game, so Gate and Ryan get their first scores of this contest.
With those trademark locks there, Tom Ryan. He's a fan favorite here in Philadelphia. He's one tough dude. I'm not a fan of his personal hygiene, but he is one tough dude on that lacrosse field. He scores a great, great goal for the Philadelphia Wings.
And once he started with the dreadlocks, he couldn't give it up. Fans have souvenir dreadlocks they're wearing. Back to the face-off with 2:40 left. Philadelphia still needing one.
Big face-off here between Jacobs and Canopy, two of the best face-off men in the game. Who can get possession and give their offense the time? It's Philadelphia. Back in control.
Boy, what a great ground ball by Spanos. Came flying in. Picked it off with Jacobs' draw. Kevin Finner sees a little bit of an opening. Into the middle, Radcliffe. Can't beat Miller. Nice job from Miller, just blocking the opening. Watch the fast break. Here comes the gate. Watch out, Sanderson. He makes the big save. Sanderson goes the other way. Finner picks it up. Save of the day for Chris Sanderson. Man, a gate coming out in the fast break. Exactly what you wouldn't want to see. Maricek still trying to be a factor in the game. We haven't seen him score, but finally, it was his offensive push that opened the door for Philly to tie the game.
Wow, doesn't get much more exciting than this. Listen to Philadelphia fans on their feet. We got a tie ball game at 11-11. Mark Millen with a huge goal. Let's take a look at it. Ball gets stripped down. Millen just picks it up. No angle. Wraps around Eric Miller for the goal. Tying goal right there. Well done, Mark Millen.
Second goal of the day from Mark Millen.
Another big face-off for Peter Jacobs to give Philadelphia possession. A minute 47 to go in a tie ball game.
Big shot from the outside by Millen. Easy save for Miller.
Now they've been working the ball well. It's one of the things they don't need to do right now for Philadelphia is take a low percentage shot like that, where they've been working so hard before to get their last two goals.
Okay, trying to be the winning goal scorer on that shot. 1:14 left. Crowd behind him. Oh, dropped it back, and there's the goal that puts him ahead. Do you believe it? Berge. But it was the transition to Berge that was magic.
That's why they love their Wings here in Philadelphia, because there's never a dull moment. Jake Berge, Jeff Ratcliffe, find Jeff Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe's the lead man, flips it behind his back. Berge coming down on Miller, reaches around, goal. Philadelphia 12, Washington Power 11. Jake Berge's fourth goal tonight couldn't be any bigger right now. Season on the line, stay alive in the playoffs. Wow.
I tell you, Berge had a different shooting style on that one. He didn't go with multiple fakes. He just made one fake and really put with some pace. Great save by Sanderson. Horsey still alive, and Sanderson picks it off the board. Looks like a timeout called by Philadelphia. They've got 46 on the game clock and 26 on the shot clock. What a finish to this game.
Chris Sanderson, boy, is he playing big right now. Some incredible saves for him to keep the confidence going for Philadelphia, keeping them alive. Washington seems to be pouring on the pressure and the shots. Chris Sanderson's been there making the saves.
This is Berge coming in. Look at the feed.
Flips it over his back. Berge, how nice is that? Great play by Jeff Ratcliffe. Here it is again. Ryan Trainer finding Jeff Ratcliffe. Picks up the defender. Berge just wraps his shot around for the go-ahead goal.
It was 11-9 with 2:50 left in the game. 10 seconds later, Ryan scores. Less than a minute later, Millen scores. Less than a minute later, Berge scores. And they got a chance to ice it right here.
46.8 seconds left to go in the game as Chris Sanderson takes his position between the pipes of the Philadelphia Wings. The ball is going to be coming out of the Philadelphia defensive end, up on offense with Mark Millen, one of the best one-on-one players, holding the ball and cherishing the ball to see if they can retain a one-goal lead.
Millen with his tremendous change of direction and great speed. Whoa, he gets hammered by John Brothers. Slate taking time, Finneran rolling in the middle. He'll take a shot there to try to put this game away. Shot clock was down. Power calls timeout. They'll have one last shot. And ironically, the time left in the game is 22 seconds. The number of Gary Gate, the guy who's got 4 goals and leads the Power in scoring tonight.
And it certainly will not be a surprise that Gary will get it. Let's listen in on Adam Mueller.
What do you want to set up? A box and one in the middle? All right.
There you look at Gary Gate right there, number 22, the captain of the Washington Power. He's the guy that will most likely be the go-to player. And here we go. All-time season-leading goals led by Gary Gate. Paul right now this year with 49 and making the push. But here are the guys that pull it out the end. Big numbers out of the Gate brothers always.
I'll tell you what, that's coming into the game, and Gary has 4 tonight. Paul only has 1, that's 3, so I think Gary's within 1 of him right now. Or 2, very close. They pull the goalie. It'll be a 6-on-5. It starts with 22 seconds left on the shot clock, and isn't that ironic? With Gary Gate being the big power guy. In close, Matt Shear cannot get it to go. Sanderson makes the save of the night. He's playing the game of his life, Chris Sanderson is. And the ball goes to Philadelphia with 7 seconds.
Only fitting that the game ends with a huge save by Chris Sanderson. Washington goes with a 6-on-5 advantage, pulls the goalie, puts the pressure on Sanderson, and he stands up and makes the big save. 6.5 seconds remaining in this ball game. Philadelphia just can't make a mistake, and they're going to pull away with this, pull this one off.
I'll tell you, the last 2:50, the last 3 minutes of this game, literally 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Paul Gate scored to give them an 11-9 lead. You thought that was the goal that really would ice the win. 10 seconds later, Tommy Ryan scores. Then Millen, then Berge, and they lead by 1. Sanderson, so important. The empty net for the Washington Power. They still don't put a goalie in there. They are going to double the ball. They want the ball. Obviously, they need it with 6 seconds left.
The ball's with Jake Berge right now behind the net. Gives it to Sanderson.
And that'll do it in Philadelphia, the First Union Center. Wait a minute, the referee is calling him back. Roy Condon saying, you got 1 second left. It's not quite over. I don't believe he's doing this to us. Are they resetting the shot clock? Off the field, says Condon. Jack Couture comes over.
I told him he only has 4 in the crease. So where's the ball? It's going to be even in the corner.
Well, there's nothing on the...
2.6.
Wow. Can you believe this?
2.6 seconds put back on the clock.
This is unbelievable.
With a Washington possession.
Hard to believe this game was over. Now they're going to get another shot. Chris Sanderson had made the save that iced the game. The crowd's going nuts. This technical call puts the ball back into the stick.
Gary Gate, number 22, taking the ball. Dave Stilley defending him. 6-on-5 for Washington.
They had the shot, and he can't believe it. Paul Canabine can't believe it. He had the shot, and he went wide to the left. The shot was there. No, it was Del Halliday. Halliday on the back door. He had the shot to tie an unbelievable ending, but it didn't go in. And let's focus on the great win by Philadelphia. Sanderson came in for Dallas Eliuk. Jake Berge gets 4. This was closing moment, 6 on 5. It would have been a tie game. Sanderson made the big save, the huge save. And that was after Berge had given them the lead at 12-11. Radcliffe, Berge, rope. 12-11 with 1 minute left in the game. Tremendous comeback for this team that had to win. Our Mohegan Sun player of the game tonight, Jake Berge, 4 goals, 2 assists, and the most important one coming with 1 minute, 8 seconds left. We'll come back with our closing comments in just a moment from Philadelphia. They stay alive in an NLL championship race. Back in Philadelphia, they have an amazing comeback. They win 12-11 with 3 straight goals in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the game. It could not be more dramatic, except maybe our next game that has a chance to add to the drama of the defending champions. It's Jim Veltman and company for the Toronto Rock coming here to play in Philadelphia in what could be the last chance for Philadelphia to get back into the playoff hunt and defend their championship. Next up on CNNSI, we want to let you know that we have primetime sports coming up, and also remind you that our Toronto and Philadelphia game is Saturday, March 23rd at 8 p.m. Let's go over the schedule again. Next up for CNNSI, primetime sports. Stay tuned for that. And if you're watching us on HDNet, the Mark Cuban Show is coming up right next. For Scott Gabrielson, I'm Lee Felsmo. We want to remind you that this has been a copyright production and broadcast of the National Lacrosse League, and they own all the rights to rebroadcast and transmission. Philadelphia with a dramatic come-from-behind win, and they stay alive in the playoffs. Final score, Philly 12, Washington 11.